Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. We're getting ready for revival nights, focusing on the family. That like Noah, your family being a remnant, a light shining, a joyful star shining in the darkness of the compromise and the corruption of this religious world. That's where we're going tomorrow night and Thursday night down at main campus. But right now, I want us to come back to Numbers chapter 31. Numbers 31, beginning with verse 13. Moses, Eleazar the priest, and all the leaders of the community went out to meet them outside the camp. Moses was angry with the officers of the army, the commanders of thousands and the commanders of hundreds who returned from battle. "Have you allowed all the women to live?" he asked them. They were the ones who followed Balaam's advice and were the means of turning the Israelites away from the Lord in what happened at Peor, so that a plague struck the Lord's people. Now, kill all the boys. Kill every woman who has slept with a man, but save for yourselves every girl who has never slept with a man. Now, some of that looks very, very harsh, but I want you to understand some principles from this passage. When Balaam could not stop Israel, when he could not curse Israel, he had to choose another way to bring the people down. If he wanted his money, this prophet for profit, if he wanted his money, he had to bring the people of Israel down. He could not get God to curse them because you cannot curse what God has blessed. So what Balaam did, because he knew God, now this is why I keep asking, who was he before? He was a great man of God before. He knew God. And he knew that if you don't live the covenant, you lose the presence. Let me say that again. If you don't live the covenant, you lose the presence. So he got them to intermarry with the people of Midian. He got the Midianite women to go in and seduce the men and have sex with the men and then get them to worship their demon idols along with them. And that brought destruction as God began to lift his hand off their lives. Now, you look at all that and you go, yeah, Balaam really messed up. But then I also think of the old prophet who, when God sent a young prophet in to prophesy and break the altar before the king of Israel, and the old prophet who God was no longer using knew exactly how to speak to the young prophet and deceive him and bring him down, and the young prophet died. There are people, brothers and sisters, that know very well how to bring you down. They may not be able to violate things in your spiritual life, but they know exactly how to destroy your spiritual life. They are the means. Let me say that again. They are the means. I sat down with a young pastor one time who was called to the ministry. He'd been a good young man all of his life. He was a virgin. God had called him to the ministry, but he was a handsome young man. He came from a prosperous family, and there was a girl that really wanted to marry him. So she seduced him one night. Guilt consumed him. He no longer went into the ministry. His whole future was destroyed. She was the means of bringing him down. You need to understand to stay away from people who know how to bring you down. There are people that know how to bring you down. There are girls that know exactly how to bring a young man down. There are boys that know exactly how to bring a young girl down. There are businessmen who are in competition with you in business, and they know exactly how to bring you down. I've talked with so many businessmen over my life that have been brought down by their competitors. They could not beat them in business, so they brought down their spiritual life and then thought, without God helping them, I can defeat them in business. When people know the means of bringing you down, learn in life to stay away from them. Now, this is the principle that God is teaching them. You don't want to leave people around. You don't want to hang out with people that have been the means, that know exactly how to destroy your spiritual life. You need to learn that there are people that can corrupt you. Stay away.